Sixers fans, the preseason is underway. The regular season is coming up just around the corner. And we're about to publish a lot more content here on Philadelphia 76ers now. So if you're excited for the regular season to get underway with the team that always breaks our hearts, but we still love them, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, because the more subs that we get, the more videos that we can do, and the more informed that you'll be. And with that, let's do it. Welcome into Philadelphia 76ers Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. No matter where you are, how you're tuned in, we appreciate you for making today's show a part of your day. And what I want to do, just talk some hoops, because preseason action for Philadelphia underway with a 114-106 loss to the Boston Celtics. Stop me if you've heard that before. Yes, I know the Boston Celtics own Philadelphia, but it's the NBA preseason. Joel Embiid, James Harden did not play. The star of the show, a player who we're going to talk about here in just a few moments, Tyrese Maxey, Jaden Springer, fighting for a roster spot, fighting for some playing time. We'll also talk about him, but to see him produce with 14 points, 5 rebounds, that's a good sign. And even though Paul Reed didn't do that much statistically, he passed the eye test with his continued development. So let's pass along some takeaways against the Boston Celtics here. Obviously, number one is that Tyrese Maxey is a star. Ever since the Sixers drafted him, we've been huge fans of him right here on this channel, and I've continued to joke that he's Philadelphia's son, but you look at him in that manner because it's been a long time since Philadelphia drafted a player of that pedigree, of that potential, and of that ability. You think about the Drew Holidays of the world, Andre Iguodala, and then as far as star power goes, if he ends up being a star, it's really the first star that Philadelphia drafted at that guard spot since Allen Iverson in the late 1990s. Like, this kid continues to impress. Every year that he's been in the NBA, he's gotten better and better and better in each of his first 3 seasons. And why I kind of make that similarity between the growth of Maxey and the growth of Jamal Murray is because when the Denver Nuggets went into the season last year, not a lot of people pegged Denver to win an NBA championship. We, of course, knew that they had Nikola Jokic, who's an alien, and you had Jamal Murray, a very good 1-2 punch, and they've had flashes in the postseason. But if Maxey and Embiid can become the next Jokic and Murray, can this team win a championship if Maxey becomes that Murray-like player and his numbers to start his career have been better than Murray's? So a good start for Maxey, 24 points, 9 of 17, 3 of 9 from three-point range, and he showed some of the flashes defensively as well on what he did on top of what he did offensively, which is a really good sign. And him as a playmaker, important too, because imagine a scenario in which Philadelphia trades away James Harden. They're going to turn the keys to Tyrese Maxey for him to make some plays, and he's even said, I want to get a little bit better being a creator, but playing on-off ball. Seems ready to take another jump, and again, got off to a great start against Boston in the preseason kickoff. So will Tyrese Maxey be an all-star this year? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. As for Jaden Springer, I've never been a massive Jaden Springer guy. When I watched him at Tennessee, when I watched him in the Summer League, when I've watched his NBA career up to this point, he's a vertical athlete, but doesn't really move great laterally. And while I like how he can jump high and has that thick frame, that short area quickness sometimes is not there. But I have to give him credit because what he did in the Summer League, both in Salt Lake City and Las Vegas this past summer, it impressed me. He's had some signs of offensive growth. And last night, you saw some of that dog in him. And a lot of that dog is on the defensive side of the floor. But for him, at the NBA level, to be able to maybe establish and build upon some confidence like this, 15 points, 5 of 7, 2 of 2 from 3, with a coach who does a great job of developing players, in particular guards, in Nick Nurse, this only benefits Jaden Springer here in trying to carve out rotation minutes. And you could use a player like this to defend, but the offensive game has to take some steps. And here's what Nick Nurse had to say about Springer. Made a lot of plays, really guarded hard. He got a lot of loose balls, offensive rebounds. He played very well. It's good to see. It's a good opportunity for him to see what he can do. And when we talk about the defense here for Jaden Springer, Like, it's a daunting task to have to rise up and make a block like this. So for him to be able to do that, that's pretty damn good stuff right there. Also funny seeing Danny Green back in a Sixers uniform. To Patrick Beverley here, I think that Pat Bev can still play. And his three-point numbers have gone down each of the last couple of seasons, but with that dog that he has in him and the confidence that he can guard at a really high level, and just his experience of being a heady basketball player, who's obviously an emotional basketball player, all of those things I think can help Philadelphia. And last night, it looks as though still has some gas left in those legs. 14 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 7, 2 of 3 from three-point range. And as far as his plus-minus goes, he was a plus 15. The Boston Celtics own the Philadelphia 76ers. They have real estate in their heads. Like, we're talking Sea Isle beachfront property here. Jersey Shore beachfront property. It's worth a lot of money, and the Celtics, they own that real estate in the Sixers' heads. You need a player like a PJ Tucker who's not scared, like a Patrick Beverley, to try to reverse that a little bit and to get in the Celtics' heads. And that's why I like this pickup for Philadelphia. So what's interesting, too, is that this rotation could come down to a Jaden Springer and a Patrick Beverley because they both defend. They're not great offensive players. If you were to give more minutes to a specific player, who are you going with here, Springer or Beverley? Our sportsbook partner is BetUS, and if you want to get in the game and bet on some games, no better place to do it than with BetUS, offering a 125% deposit bonus. All you have to do, plug in those links down below, chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125 for a 125% deposit bonus. You put in $100, you get $125 back. Now, I'm scared as shit of betting on the Philadelphia 76ers to win the Eastern Conference. They've broken my heart too many times, but if you like the odds here at 7-1, it's not that bad. If you think this can finally be Philadelphia's year, you put down $1, they win it, you get $7 back. Bucks, Celtics, clear favorites. Philadelphia, 7-1 plus 700. It's not too bad at the end of the day. Paul Reed looked aggressive. Now, from a field goal efficiency standpoint, Paul Reed did not play all that well. In fact, he struggled. But I want to see Paul Reed be aggressive. I want to see Paul Reed hunt his shots. I want to see Paul Reed play a little bit more offensively like he did at the G League level when he was taking threes and making threes. And although Paul Reed shot 1 of 8, he showed some positive signs to me. Philadelphia's paying him, so they're invested in his growth and development. I think that Nick Nurse can do a good job of maximizing him as a player. He took a 3 on his first touch. He got to the line, finished as a +9 in 23 minutes. So that's also the impact here of Paul Reed. Length, athleticism, jump, no fear, protect the rim run a little bit. And then if he can kind of expand upon his offensive arsenal and become a better shooter, that's only good news for Philadelphia. And the fact that he was a +9 in those 23 minutes, despite going 1 of 8, that's also a good sign for the Sixers. Lastly, I think Kelly Oubre might have a big role with this team. And again, we're not sure what the future of James Harden is with this basketball team. But I think Philadelphia wanted to bring in a player like Kelly Oubre because they know that they're going to need a little bit of a playmaker if James Harden is not with this team, or just another playmaker on this team who's shown that he can be an offensive player who scores. Not the most efficient, but he can score a little bit. And you just saw his usage last night. You see how he moves as an athlete. It's just a young, dynamic, athletic wing, and the Sixers just have not had a lot of those players in an era of the NBA in which they are plentiful. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 of 7, 0 of 3 on three-pointers. That is an area where he has to get a little bit better. But if he can have like a career year, you're paying him bargain basement type of salary. That only helps out Philadelphia here because of the aforementioned skills that I said that he has. Now, he shot poorly, but was active defensively, so you could bother Jason Tatum a little bit, wear him down throughout the course of a 48-minute basketball game. That's obviously important. Initiated the offense a couple of times, and I think that he is going to play solid minutes for Nick Nurse and Philadelphia, even though he was a late signing in free agency. So those are the takeaways that we have after the Sixers preseason opener against the Boston Celtics. It's going to be a fascinating season with the Harden stuff, Joel Embiid, the growth of Tyrese Maxey. the Sixers have one of the best coaches in the NBA in Nick Nurse. So I'm excited to see what he's able to do. I'm excited to see how we can continue to grow this channel. And that's why you subscribe to the show. It's 76ers Now by Chat Sports. I am Chase Sr. Hit that sub button for more Sixers coverage year round. Can't wait for the season to get here. And in the meantime, we'll continue to pump out some content.